Donkey. Welcome. Welcome, Donkey. Come here. Oh, who's this? Alright, well, I started this channel maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. Somebody do the fact checking on that. And the primary purpose of doing that was to make money from the audience, which is, of course, perfectly fine, and I have no shame or guilt in that. It's very normal to want to do that. But in pursuing that as the primary function, I kind of like burnt out with it a little bit, lost momentum, and I felt that I was just grinding away at it and really trying to force it, and the results weren't really coming, meaning I made no money from it, which did surprise me. I felt that when I was publishing, I'd already done a lot of what I was talking about. I'd already achieved what I thought was a lot of goals that I set out for myself when I was around 22, 23. You know, like not working in a job, not working for a boss, making money for myself. Not very professional, is it? Spam caller. Great. Traveling the world, getting married to a hot babe. All of these, I guess, what I thought at the time were accomplishments, achievements. I was like, wow, if I can share that with people, that'll be valuable enough in order to trade for fiat currency, for money, and that's what I wanted to do. But after a while of doing that and pursuing that, it just didn't materialize into money. And of course, I've got bills, energetic outgoings, and I torched most of my savings in pursuing this channel, thinking it would sustain me, and it just didn't in that way, in the financial sense. It always made me feel good, and that's because what I was sharing was always from a really authentic, honest place of wanting to help people, regardless of the primary function being to make money. You know, that was the real focus, is to help you guys and share what had worked for me and what I'd learned and all of this stuff that I wasn't taught. I wanted to share that, but it just burnt out, you know. So I was like, oh, well, I better start making money, otherwise we're going to be living in a cardboard box, and that's not very attractive, and I don't recommend doing that. So I turned the channel off, essentially, stopped publishing, stopped putting my focus here, and just went back to what I knew made money for myself. Specifically, what I have a skill set in is acquiring business, either for myself or other businesses, meaning an agency where I run advertisements or various different traffic sources to well-engineered copy that creates the action of a customer wanting to buy, or more specifically have a conversation, a sales conversation about an exchange of service. That's just the skills I've developed. There are obviously infinite ways to make money. That's just the one that I've developed and always been pretty good at. So I just went back to doing that, restarted the agency, which I initially stopped because I wanted to do this channel, but I needed to make money, so I just went back to doing that, and that's what I've been doing for, I guess it's been almost 2 years, with pretty good success. Had one venture where we got an investor, booked loads of calls, made some good money, revenue, moved to a new state, have land now, living on that, becoming more self-sufficient, becoming more of my own man, developing more about what I was always talking about on this channel. And the principles that I was sharing back 2 years ago are still what I live by, which makes me feel good. And I've always thought in my head when I'm doing certain activities, I'm like, man, this is what I used to talk about, this is what I used to share about, and I'm still doing that, and it's still working for me, so I still think it's valuable, and therefore I always feel in my mind I'm going to share more of it and do that, because I want to empower you to live a life on your terms. And the best way for me to know how to do that is to live a life on my terms and then share what's working. And that's why I'm back publishing content, to continue to share that. But the other primary goal of publishing again is to recruit a certain select percentage of the audience of you guys watching this in two different ways. Firstly, as my agency is growing and my systems are becoming more defined and we're getting better results, I just need more people to help me. And what I've found is finding those people that are a good fit outside of the specific skills is really quite challenging. And to put that in plain English, you can find somebody, for example, to write copy, and you can find a good copywriter, but on a day-to-day level, the value structure that I have isn't really very rarely a match to other people, which makes it just not the most fruitful endeavor. It's kind of just like business. It's not super tactile. It doesn't feel like it's cohesive, and I want that. I want my agency to be full of people just like me, with different skill sets and different strengths and weaknesses, obviously, but having a more shared mission of, we're doing this so we can live life on our own terms in this commercial world. So I'm publishing content to share how I live and what I believe to be valuable, and how to live life on your own terms in many different ways, but then providing the opportunity. So rather than trying to make money directly from you, which could happen, if I come up with ideas to sell you, I will, but make money with you as well. Because if you have the tenacity, I think about how tenacious I've been for the last 10 years in the pursuit of making money for myself. I never really had an opportunity to work with somebody that I really resonated with. So if you have that tenacity, I believe I can give you opportunity. Copywriting, inbox management, inbox setting up, outreach, sales. There's so many different elements in my agency that need filling all the time. And having that shared value structure, I think, would make my life more empowered, because I'd be killing two birds with one stone, but also make your life more empowered. And then as a collective, the agency would just become a whole lot more successful and give us an even greater competitive advantage, because a band of like-minded men thinking the same, operating the same, and all becoming more and more skilled only creates better results. So that's one of the primary functions of publishing, again, is to recruit whoever that resonates with and give you opportunity. And for now, I'll just leave an email address below and you can email me, but in time I'm going to build out recruitment pages to show you exactly what offerings that we have. And then the third function of this channel moving forward is to also attract other business owners and founders that want our specific agency services. Typically I work with people that have high ticket products and they're looking for more sales conversations on their calendars. That's the top level of it. I have done some lower ticket e-com sort of agency advertising, and I wouldn't say no to experimenting with that, but my lane really is high ticket service providers, either local or international, setting up more sales conversations for them. That's what it is that I do. And I believe that in publishing the content and sharing how I view life and how I live and what's working for me, and the dog's going to get him, all these different things, I believe that there's going to be founders and agency owners and business owners out there that need that service. And if that is you, I'd like to work with you, because again, we'd have a shared value structure that's bigger than just business, making it a bit more impactful for everybody involved. Alright, Rents, it's okay, bud. The great protector of the yard, Renton Stenson Denson III. So I just wanted to get this video done because there's so many times in the day where you're on my mind, and obviously this is just a reflection anyway, but I feel like through publishing it, it gets out of my head and into the ether, and it can serve you in the way it's supposed to serve you. It's obviously not a perfect video, but if you're in the position of, if you came to me and you were like, oh, I've had this idea, I've always got these thoughts on my mind, I just want to get going and get restarted or get started with it, I know as a coach, as a man, as a friend, I'd be like, just do it, man. Just send it, see what happens, and then build from there. So you have to live by the advice that you'd give others, I believe. So that's what I'm doing here. I trust that this is a good recap. For me it is. I'm still living life on my terms since I last spoke to you guys. Life for me has got exponentially better. So many positive updates, and I'll be sharing more about the farm that I'm now operating, sharing more about the routines that are working for me, the diet, the exercise, the mindsets, the books I'm reading. And my mission in my head has only grown in this last while, because the world's just getting seemingly, not, I don't want to say it's crazier, it's just more boxed in for so many people in so many ways. And I feel for me, I'm becoming more and more unboxed. And I always originally said on this channel that a king already lives within you. I know that to be true for me, because I just see him come out more every day. The kingdom around me reflects that, because it's only growing. I've been given more responsibility. and that message hasn't that message hasn't really changed, and I want to share that with you because I think it's important. And if we can band together and corral together as this group of men that have a shared value structure, not every single one, but a lot of shared value and identity, I believe we can do great good in the world and open the world up to become a whole lot better of a place. So I'm glad I've published this. If you're still watching to this point, it's obviously resonating to a certain degree. I'd love to hear from you in the comments, via email. Let's have a conversation. I'll share more about the job opportunities and how I can get you paid if you're the right fit and who I'm looking for in due time. But if you want to jump ahead of the curve and signal your interest, there will be an email address below. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Live free and live on your own terms. Much love and thanks for watching. Peace.